Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I'm here today with a brand new friend named Rena, and we'd both really like to talk to you about some exciting and fantastic books that we just absolutely love, and we hope that you will love them too. Can you believe all the snow that's outside right now? Oh my goodness. You know, I do like the cold weather because it's perfect reading weather. When there's all this snow outside, it's so great to just be able to stay inside and cuddle under a blanket and read with like your favorite snacks. That's one of my favorite things to do. How about you? Yeah, it's super fun. So I've got a couple great books for you today, and maybe you'll want to check them out and also read them while there's all this snow outside, and they'll give you something really fun to do. So, the very first one is called Dear Sweet Pea. Dear Sweet Pea by Julie Murphy. I love the color of this cover. It's very pretty. So, I first picked this up because I'm a fan of this author. Julie Murphy writes a lot of really great young adult books that have a lot to do with body positivity. And one of them actually became a Netflix movie, I think, and it was called Dumplin'. And fantastic movie. That's a fantastic book. So when I saw she had written a book for younger people, I was like, I can't wait to read this. And I did read it, and it was absolutely fantastic. So this is about a girl named Sweet Pea who's going through a rough time. Her parents have just gotten divorced, and they are still living on the same street, though, just in separate houses. In between them is a kind of this eccentric neighbor named Flora, who writes this advice column for the newspaper. So she's really stressed out about this. Her best friend growing up is no longer talking to her, so she's got a new best friend, and the only other companion she has is her cat named Cheese, who's 15 pounds. That is a big cat named Cheese. He's very cute. So what happens basically is Flora, her neighbor, goes away on a trip, and she asks Sweet Pea to take care of her mail for her. But when she does, Sweet Pea actually starts answering some of these letters that she's not supposed to for this advice column, and she starts giving her own advice for things, which kind of becomes a really great outlet for her with all the problems that she's dealing with. And this book is it's a really heartfelt, sweet, fun book. Sweet Pea is amazing. I absolutely loved her to death. All the situations that she's going through feel very realistic, and Julie Murphy approaches all these things with like a great sense of humor and just this huge heart. And there's also a lot to do with like family and friendship, and also a lot of body positivity in this book as well, which is fantastic, I think. So I really recommend this one. It's so good to check out, and it's called Dear Sweet Pea. Now, this next one I am really excited about, and you might end up seeing me talking about this again at the end of the year, because I think it's going to make my favorite book of the year list because it was just so good. And it's called The Lost Wonderland Diaries by J. Scott Savage. The Lost Wonderland Diaries. You really liked this one too, didn't you? Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And I didn't know anything about it, and I picked it up because of the cover, because look at how cool. There's just a lot going on. There's like a big claw coming out of a book. Looks like a metal cat there, and then a rabbit right here. So this book, it definitely, as you can tell from the title, has a lot to do with Alice in Wonderland and C.S. Lewis. And it's about a girl named Celia and this boy she just meets that she becomes friends with named Tyrus. And they end up getting sucked into the world of Wonderland, but it's kind of different from the one that is written about in the book. There's a lot of changes. For example, one thing is the Cheshire Cat is made out of metal. He's like a robot. There's all these weird differences, but they're really very cool. And they have to try to save Wonderland and also try to get back home and try to find out who the villain is, because it's a little bit tricksy in there. What I really loved about this book is the characters. While the story was fantastic, don't get me wrong, but Celia and Tyrus were just really fantastic characters. Celia has dyslexia and has trouble reading and has always kind of not liked books because of that. And she was a very realistic character, very real. You could feel her pain as she struggles to try to read. And Tyrus, on the other hand, is obsessed with reading, and that's all he wants to do. He kind of reminded me of myself, honestly. And he's always in the library just checking out all these books. So they make a very unlikely pair, but they do become fast friends and have to rely on each other to try to get out of Wonderland. And I just want to read you this really quick, little tiny blurb, which is like my favorite paragraph in this whole book, that Tyrus says when he's talking about books. "I don't read books because I have to," he said. "I read them because I want to. Reading isn't a sign of weakness, it's a symbol of strength. I'm a reader and I'm proud of it. Going on adventures with imaginary characters teaches me how to succeed in my own adventure. Reading makes me a better person and a better friend." Oh my gosh. Isn't that just the most amazing quote you've ever heard? I absolutely believe that. I think reading can make you a much better friend and just a much better person in general, because you put yourself in someone else's shoes every time you read, when you're reading about different characters. So that is The Lost Wonderland Diaries. Fantastic, fantastic book. I read it, I think, in one sitting. I just could not put it down because it was so good. Probably going to end up being one of my favorite books of the year, but it's still early. It's only February, so we'll have to see. So that's what we have for you guys today. I hope that these both sound really fun and exciting. If so, please feel free to check them out at the Farmington Community Library. You can put them on hold and get them during our curbside service hours, or you can even come into the building and check them out there as well. So thank you so much, friends, for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day.